Hello and welcome to the Freakin Rican restaurant channel. Today we're going to be making Sorullitos con queso. Okay, so now the first part in making the sorullitos is basically boiling 2 cups of water. So I'm going to turn on the stove. You could actually turn it onto a high flame. So we're going to leave the stove on high, and what we're going to do is we're going to add 2 cups of water. So I have 2 cups of water in this bowl. So we're going to add that, and now we're going to take about 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt, which I already have here. So we're going to dump that in there, and we also have a cup of white regular sugar. Okay, so 1/2 cup. And now what we're going to do is we're just going to take that and we're going to give it a stir and allow the water to come to a boil. So once the water comes to a boil, then what we're going to do is add 2 cups of very fine cornmeal. Okay, but first we need to wait for the water to come to a very good boil. Okay, so that will probably take a minute or 2. Okay, so now that the water is boiling, I'm going to go and kind of lower the flame a bit. Yeah, all the way low, okay? Because we're about to turn it off anyway. So now we're going to grab 2 cups of cornmeal. Oops, sorry. And remember that this cornmeal is very fine. Okay, so we're gonna have these 2 cups, just like this. Very, very easy. This is a very, very simple recipe. It shouldn't take you more than 20 minutes to make. So now that we have it in here, I'm just gonna give it a stir and basically turn off the stove. And so this is how it's gonna look like. So we're just giving it a stir, and now we're going to put it in a different container, which we're going to move here. And we're going to just basically put it there. And so this is pretty much the consistency. It's going to be pretty firm, okay? And really, really hot. So you want to let it cool down before you start shaping the sorullitos. So just like this. And we're just going to keep on like mixing it a bit, and then let it cool down for a couple minutes, and then we're going to start shaping the sorullitos. So we'll be right back. Okay, so now basically we have the cornmeal ready. Now it's going to be time to shake them out and fry them. So while I shape them, I'm going to put the oil to heat up. Okay, so now we're going to get the oil. This is canola oil. I'm just going to add enough. You want to cover the bottom of the pan with oil and have a little bit more. So there you go. Everything is fully covered. I'm going to put a little bit more. So it would probably be like maybe 1/2 cup of oil. Okay, so while this heats up, we're going to put that on medium flame. And so while this heats up, I want you to come a little bit closer to me so you can actually see how I shape them out, okay? So now what I'm going to do is take the cornmeal, right? I'm going to take about this amount. And so what I'm going to do is kind of flatten it out just like this and leave an indentation in the middle. And I'm going to take a little, you could use any cheese that you like. You use American, you know, Swiss, whatever you like. So today I'm using mozzarella cheese. And you could even make it a much simpler way by using the sliced cheese and just adding a slice. But we're having a snowstorm here in New York, so I just used what I had, and I had shredded mozzarella cheese. So you see, I'm putting it there, holding it down, and then I'm just going to close this up. This is a little too much, so I'm just going to throw some out. So you want to close it up. It's almost like you're wrapping a baby in a little blanket. Okay, so you see I'm just going like that, and then you take it in your hand, and what you want to do is shape it. So you want to shape it this way, so it comes out a little pointy. You don't want it that pointy, but so you want to shape it in between your hands, just like so. I said it for the first time right now. And so that would be your sorullo, okay? You want them to look nice and pretty, okay? So I'm gonna make that here, and I already made a couple, so you can stay right there. And I'm gonna bring these here, so you could actually see how they look. So we're gonna keep them here, and I'm gonna keep on shaping, okay? To kind of give you an example again. So I like to pretty much like flatten it out a bit. It's gonna be a little sticky. And once again, I go just like this, make that indentation, and then put the cheese right in there. Okay, you don't want to overflow it with cheese because then it'll melt and it'll probably break it open. But you want to put enough, don't be cheap. And you really want to get the cheese in the middle, to stay in the middle, okay? So, want to make sure you could see it well. And you see, I'm just really like covering it up. And then, just go like that. And then what you're going to do is shape it. So you're going to shape it just like this. It's almost like a cigar. You know, you want it to look like a cigar. You want it to look pretty, you know. So we at the Freakin restaurant, we like to give everything a nice form and make it look pretty, okay? So now it's still heating up. Let's do one more for you, okay? Just in case you're having a hard time, you'll get it now. And while I'm doing this, I also want to tell you guys thank you so much. You've given us and showed us so much love on YouTube, on our Facebook. We really appreciate it. Today, like I said, in New York, it's we're having a blizzard, so I say, you know what, perfect timing for another video. So once again, we're putting the cheese in the middle, and so just like that, looks like a little blanket, and that's the little baby, and we're gonna push that in and kind of close off the sorullo just like that, trying to keep it inside. And there you go, and like that. So you want it all in the middle, and now we're gonna shape it out. So okay, you see here, you see the cheese, so you don't really want to see the cheese. Trying to make sure that the cheese stays in the middle, and we're gonna go just like this. So almost like if you're rolling a cigar. And there you go. Now it's time to fry. So now you could come over to the stove, and now it should be hot enough. So yes, it is hot enough, and we're gonna put them in the frying pan. And you guys see the frying pan well? Okay, good. Now we're still frying the sorullos. We have them in medium flame, so we want to make sure that you don't burn them. So what I'm going to do is turn them a bit, and some of the oil is leaking, as usually it happens, but it's okay. You just want to make sure that the sorullos are nice and kind of like golden brown, and that'll let you know that they are ready. You don't want them to be too dark, okay? So I turned them all around now, and I'm gonna actually bring the saucepan closer to you. Guys, my mom is working the camera, so she gets a little nervous. So I'm gonna bring the saucepan to her, okay? So you'll see it right now. You'll see that they're nice and golden brown, okay? And hopefully you're not seeing my slippers, but it's okay if you do. I'm at home, so so you see, there you go. And I'm gonna just put it back and let that continue to fry up, and we'll be right back, okay? I have taken out the sorullos, And this is what they look like. So you see they're nice and golden. And you can see right here that the cheese is like oozing out. Okay, so now it's time to taste them. These are really my favorites. I grew up with Sorullitos. My mom would make them. I would have them with coffee a lot of mornings. So they're really special to me. So I hope you love this recipe. And now time to taste it, okay? Oh my god, very good. I love it because they're crunchy, they're a little sweet, and then you have the cheese. I could eat about 10 of these, as I'm sure once you make this recipe, you're gonna eat a whole lot of them. So once again, thank you so much for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe under. Like our Facebook page, which is the Freakin Rican Restaurant, our website, thefreakinricanrestaurant.com. We do ship sofrito, pasteles. Thank you so much for the love you've given us. We love you so much, and buen provecho.